Good morning and welcome to the show. I'm here at Panama City Beach on Thomas Drive at Marine Max, talking with one of their ace salesmen here by the name of Deck Hull. Your real name.
Absolutely.
Deck
that's
Hull.
That's the name
That's
they gave me.
That's like the perfect name. Well, thanks so much for,
Appreciate y'all coming out.
Yeah, thanks so much. That's a perfect name for a boat salesman, by the way.
It is. Anybody that
Yeah.
I've ever run across recently is said exactly that. What took you so long?
Yeah, what took you so long to get into the boat business
Absolutely.
with a name like Deck Hull?
Absolutely. A lot of sales experience,
Yeah.
but never been in the marine sales, so I'm excited about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you sound like the guy for the job. Now, we're standing here in front of this beautiful boat here, a 21-foot
Boston Whaler Dauntless.
Boston Whaler Dauntless.
That's correct.
Now, I know the Boston Whaler has a great reputation.
Absolutely.
For being a really top quality boat.
Synonymous with unsinkability for the most part.
Right.
Quality brand, no question about it. They have several different classes, a Montauk, a Super Sport. The Dauntless is one of those. 17, 18, 21, 24, and 27. This happens to be a 210 Dauntless, which would make it 21 feet.
So, and these things are virtually unsinkable. And I've seen the videos where they actually cut one in half and it still floats.
They put one fella in the bow and push him out, and the guy with the engine just takes off. So it truly was unsinkable.
It's amazing stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, maybe we can take a look up top and maybe you can show me around a little bit.
Be great.
Let's check it out. Well, Deck, I got to tell you, this is an impressive boat.
It is very much.
And I love the center console here.
This is a center console. As you see, Boston Whaler has some that are dual consoles, but this happens to be a center console, very popular in this area, fishing, as well as running about in the bay on day. Instrument panel, plenty of room for something like a Ray Marine chart plotter, GPS, fish finder.
Any electronics you want to put here,
Absolutely.
There's plenty of room
of
for it
surface
here.
area.
And of course, you've got your standard array here
It's
as
the
well.
the tachometer and the speedometer that comes standard. Obviously, we have some additional features on this particular boat, but most everything is standard from Boston Whaler for the Dauntless.
And what I like about this is like everything is where you would expect it to be.
Absolutely.
So it's all obvious how to control this boat.
Absolutely. Years and years of design and engineering and everything that's gone into it, absolutely.
And my personal favorite, you got plenty of cup holders.
There are several placed around the deck. There certainly are, absolutely.
Now, of course, you would sit here, but once you're anchored out there and you're fishing away, you can flip this around, can't
Absolutely. It's called a reversible pilot. And for fishing, looking at the kids that are skiing or what have you, some folks like to drive with it. That way that they don't actually
they
sit
can stand.
down. Exactly. This particular one has a live well here.
Oh, so you keep your bait right down there.
Absolutely. You've got strategically placed rod holders around, plenty of those. This is an option on this. There are truly multiple.
And you got a great little deck here too.
Absolutely. This is for fishing platform. If you flip that up, there's
You got
seating,
extra seating.
absolutely, and storage underneath
Oh my.
for the kids. For the kids, and so.
Now what all is back here? What's
That's telescoping ladder, and this storage area here, batteries.
all right, so you got plenty of storage everywhere. With this thing.
Absolutely.
Tell me about this engine. It looks like a pretty big, big
It is.
deal here.
This is
for
a-
boat this size. I would
Absolutely.
think.
200 horsepower Verado. It's actually a 4-cylinder inline. So they've gotten rid of the V block. So what that does is it's a lot more efficient and the vibration is reduced significantly. So
I also notice up front here you got plenty of stuff going on as well.
Absolutely.
Plenty of seating, plenty of storage.
rod holders, cup holders, anchor locker storage. This one actually has a trolling motor panel. Plenty of storage for the kids. They have a option that's called a sun lounge, and it's cushions here with a backrest.
Geez, so
that
there's
turns
plenty
it
of,
into.
I mean, there's almost too many things to look at on this boat deck. But thanks so much for showing us around this beautiful thing. Now, if somebody wants to learn more about it, what do we need to do?
Come out and see us anytime at Marine Max on Thomas Drive.
Yeah, right here at the Treasure Island Marina.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks so much for showing me this beautiful boat.
Thanks, Don.
And we'll be right back after your Waking Up with Don weather. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Alan Graham from Counts Realty and Inga Brown from Mid-South Bank. And we're going to talk about how you finance your first home and what young people should know.
That's right.
Morning, Don.
Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome back to the show and welcome to you, Inga.
Thank
Pleasure
you.
to meet you.
Glad to be here.
Now, you guys kind of work together, don't you, in a lot of ways?
Well, Don, last week we discussed new home buyers, and in the past I've told you that I keep a network of professionals that I trust and have a great relationship with to help me move people through the buying process. And Inga is one of those. And she gives me advice on mortgages and credit scores and where I need to put people. And she also gives them great advice on where they need to start looking.
Right. Oh, so what would you tell young people, Inga? Say that they're coming, maybe they're wise enough, or they've talked to Alan first to say, oh, I should probably get a mortgage first before I start looking for a house, because it's pretty common, isn't it, that people look for houses before they have their finances squared away?
And I would actually recommend, I think the first step is to see an experienced lender and get a pre-qualification. Very simple process. Learn what you can qualify for. There's things that you probably do want to do. Make sure that you maybe have a little savings also.
Yeah, you just don't show up like out of the blue because, oh, we should get a house. You should actually prepare yourself before you come in and see you for a mortgage.
Absolutely. Making no major purchases. You know, job stability is also very important. The main thing, though, is that pre-qualification. Know if you can qualify and know what you qualify for.
Yeah, and, you know, and Alan, I guess being qualified is so important to your house hunt. When you're out there house hunting, you should at least have a sense of, you know, what your limits are.
It removes that big disappointment, and that big disappointment is when they find the perfect house. They've already got, in their eyes, the kids in the front yard, their car parked there, washing it in the driveway, and they find out it's $30,000 too high out of their price range. And so there's a huge amount of disappointment, and they're let down. And in reality, just about everything after that they look at in their price range, they're going to be dissatisfied with. So it's better off to start out and lower that expectation with a credit letter of approval from Inga, and that way we start looking in the right price range, and there's no disappointment in there.
You really do have to manage expectations in your business, because we'd all like that beautiful giant house on the water somewhere, but not all of us can go there, especially if you're just starting out.
That's correct.
Correct. Who are the people that come to you for mortgages? Do you see everyone, or is it typically young people who are looking to get started?
We are seeing more and more young first-time home buyers, absolutely, but we see the whole array. You know, first-time home buyers, experienced seasoned home buyers, you know, primary residences, people wanting vacation homes, people also wanting to buy investment properties. So I see a little bit of all of the above.
I know Al and I have talked in the past about different types of programs that people may qualify for to get into that first home. Maybe you can kind of clear up some of the things that are needed for, say, like FHA or VA or whatever.
There's 4 basic types of loan programs, being FHA. FHA is generally where I would probably place customers who have maybe a lower credit score and a lower down payment. You have your VA loans, which obviously are for veterans, 100% financing there. You have rural development loans. Rural developments are typically in rural development areas, but surprisingly some of the beach, some of Lynn Haven, some of the east side of town qualify for those. Those properties also have income limits. And then you also have your conventional loans, which are typically where I would place buyers who have a typically higher credit score. Those loans you can get in with as little as 3% down.
So what do buyers have to look out for? I guess credit score, you mentioned that.
Main thing.
What would be the lower or higher, what would be the sweet spot for a credit score?
We can actually, there's a large range, believe it or not. We can actually get into mortgages with as little as a 620 credit score. I would say on the average 620 and above, there's a starting point there. Generally, if you're over 680, 700, that's where we're going to probably place you into some of the conventional or VA or rural development type loans.
But needless to say, a first-time home buyer's first stop should be to see you, or someone like you in the mortgage business, and get pre-qualified before we go to see Alan.
Absolutely, that's the #1 step.
Well, we're so out of time, it's not funny, but thank you so much. I know there's so much more to this. I mean, than meets the eye. But how can people get in touch with you?
Our number at the bank is 215-5222. And you can reach me on my cell. It's 348-7126.
Or we could just get up with Alan.
Or just call Alan.
And he can make the introductions.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for coming on the show, guys. We learned a lot.
Okay, thanks
Thanks,
you.
Don.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Allison Smith from Herb Effects Landscape and Pest Control.
Yes, sir.
And when we say pest control, we don't mean like your little brother or sister who is a pest.
Right.
You mean real pests.
Yes, sir.
Like bugs.
Yes, sir.
Like really obnoxious bugs.
Unfortunately, recently we have had some very pesty calls.
Ooh.
Bed bugs.
The dreaded bed bug. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Not only we've had several calls in the last week or so about bed bugs, so you really want to be careful when you go on vacation, when you check into hotels or anywhere. You really want to check carefully before you put your luggage down. Do not put it on the floor.
Oh,
You
yeah.
always want to use the stand or the desk or the dresser. Don't put your luggage on the floor. Purses.
We recently got back from a trip from New York City. And
Ooh, yeah.
and my wife was like, Cameron's like, don't you put that on the floor,
Yeah.
put it up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Definitely afraid of bed bugs.
Even women,
Yeah.
we go into places, we put our purses, if there's not a place to hang
Mm-hmm.
it, on the floor, which is awful. They can get in your purse.
Oh my.
Bags, things, yes.
You don't
But
want to take that home with you.
You don't, because they are difficult to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not an inexpensive fix. It's a process.
If you're checking into a hotel, there's a way to check to see if it has
Yes,
bed
you
bugs,
really
right?
want to, you pull the sheets back on the corner and
Mm-hmm.
you look in the corners of the mattress, you'll see the little black dots and little red dots and things.
Charming.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's gross actually, but you'd rather check that than to actually, you want to sleep there and have bites on you.
Yeah, how disgusting.
Or take them home with you, and then you have a problem at your own home and hard to get rid of.
What do? You just check out and find another place. I mean,
Call the front desk immediately. They should be
Yeah.
able to change your room and get you to a different part in the hotel, or at least help you get a room in another hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they
because-
need to know.
Yes, exactly. They do need to know. It's very scary.
Now you say some local hotels here have been
We-
stricken.
We have had a couple of calls, yeah. Not only hotels, but actually some residences
Oh, my.
in the area. So homeowners, a permanent residents, homeowners who lived there for years. We had a rental home, and then some public hotels and things.
And
So,
I can
yeah.
understand hotels and rental homes because people are coming and going, and who knows where they've been before that, and
Right.
they carry them in there with
But
them.
that's the
but
problem.
in your private residence,
Yeah, but just think, you go on
Yeah.
vacation, you don't realize you bring them home.
Yeah.
You bring them into your house, and then
how do you get rid of them?
It's a treatment. It's actually, it's several steps involved, but it's crazy. You have to use chemical. You have to wash things on a hot temperature through the washer. Unfortunately, a lot of things have to be kind of given away. You have to sort through because they can get so bad in your house. They can be in your walls. They can be in your couch.
Holy mackerel.
It just depends on how bad you have them. You think of bed being just in the bed, but they
Yeah.
actually go through.
It could
We
be-
had
it could be a
several
couch
years
bug.
ago,
Yeah.
like you literally a kid's bedroom. It could be in the stuffed animals. I mean, and the crazy thing is they can go weeks without ever eating. So you don't see them and you think you've gotten them all, and you just miss a couple and they're back. So
I guess it sounds like heat is their enemy.
heat, yes,
You have to
heat.
cook them out of there.
We actually, it's the technical term I'm not sure, but it's actually an ozone remover. Like if you forgot a house plant, like you take everything living out of the house, plants, that kind of stuff, and you actually remove the oxygen from the room, and it actually sucks. You actually
Suffocate them.
it's a project. It's a process.
Holy man! And how do
Yeah.
you do that to a whole house?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
difficult. So,
Oh,
so you want to, if you do actually,
Yeah.
if you do have them, you want to check. You go on vacation, come home every once in a while, just check your own bed. Because you
Yeah.
never know. I mean, it's that crazy. You could have them in a restaurant because it's not strictly just for mattresses. A restaurant could technically get them, and then you bring it home like through your purse or a shopping bag or something. So,
Oh my!
yeah.
That's so scary. So I guess the key to avoiding bed bugs altogether is to avoid bed bugs altogether.
Yeah, check.
I
when
mean,
you
check
go,
when you go
it's
into a hotel.
It's really easy. Check the mattress. I do every time, and I'm like freakishly careful about putting luggage. Use the hang-up spaces. Don't sit anything on the floor. Put your shoes up into the little cubby holes, that kind of stuff.
Don't use their dresser or
It's-
the bureau.
It's just crazy.
Just keep
yeah.
everything in your suitcase.
and
right?
just keep it off the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, scary stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Allison, thank you for scaring me and also grossing me out all at the
Hey,
same
no
time.
problem.
But you know,
Yeah.
just make sure to check for bed bugs. Don't bring them home with you because they are not only are they nasty, I guess they're unhealthy to have around.
They're
too.
unhealthy. They do bite you, and they.
Yeah, and they can
So-
carry disease and all that stuff. God only knows what.
Yeah. Do you think you have them? 230-1200.
230-1200. There you go. If you got bed bugs, call Herbifex Landscape and Pest Control, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Roland Salazar from Salazar Flooring,
Construction, and Remodeling.
Roland, welcome to the show. I would shake your hand, but I'm so sick. You don't want to be near me. You just want to stay out of my cough zone,
All right,
and we'll
we'll
get
do
along
that,
just
yeah.
fine. All right. Now, you know, we met through a mutual friend
Yes,
who
sir.
works here at the station, and she said that you pretty much do it all in
Yes,
construction,
sir.
don't you?
Yes, sir.
Now, how long you been doing this type of work?
Going on probably just off and on, probably more than 10 years.
Wow. And so I've always had a lot of admiration and respect for people who know how to do stuff. You know, and I
Right.
can do basic things. I'm kind of semi-handy guy around the house.
Yes, sir.
You're not going to see me building houses anytime soon, you know. I've laid a little tile, you know, I've done little jobs like that, but
Yeah.
but nothing huge. Where do you learn all this? Is it just by doing it or working with somebody or?
Yeah, well, first, I started out doing the sheetrock at first, you know, and that led into more, and then I'd work with people, you know, work for them, and it turns out that I'm doing all the work finally.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned, just, you know.
You kind of paid your dues, it sounds like.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, you walk in one day and say, hey, I want to start a construction company.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't just graduate high school and do that.
Yeah,
You
no,
kind of learn
not
from
at
the
all.
ground up how to
Yes,
do
sir.
things.
Yes, sir.
Then you get to that point where you can do stuff. Now, you do a lot of concrete work too, don't you?
Yeah, I do a little bit
Yeah.
here and there.
Okay, you got to come to the house and look, because I need a patio. You know?
Yeah, we'll take care of it.
Yeah, but it's got to look good. And I know there's a lot of different processes now that people can do. They stain their concrete and things like that.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you do that stuff too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And as far as remodeling goes, what's your typical customer like? Is it an older home? Is it a newer home? Or
Really, it varies. You know, here lately it's been new construction, and there's at times, you know, you'll get older homes, and then they're built a whole lot different. You know, they'll have an old subfloor, and
yeah, you got to deal with all that. I know the house I grew up in New York is probably 90 years old, and it's been remodeled I don't know how many times. And you know, my dad still lives there, 88 years old, still lives there, and just about every room has been remodeled. Now I live in a new neighborhood.
yeah,
I have a neighbor who moved in, remodeled a brand new house. I mean, brand new.
they must not like it. They probably
Yeah,
got,
well,
like,
they
a
kind of wanted to do a few
tile
things.
and-
Yeah, like that. So I guess you probably see it all.
Yeah.
But I want to talk more about that and some other stuff on the other side of this break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Roland Salazar from Salazar Flooring, Construction, and Remodeling. Rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it, Roland?
Ain't too bad.
I mean, we were talking during the break, and you're a really interesting guy in that you've had an interesting career. You started out as a fisherman,
Yes, sir.
as a commercial fisherman,
Yes,
working
sir.
with your stepdad.
Yeah.
How was that?
It
You
wasn't
started
bad.
young too, man.
Yeah, I'd go out there with him when I was 14, you know.
Wow.
So,
What were you doing when you were 14? What was I doing when I was 14? I was still playing around. I wasn't working like a guy, like a
Yeah.
man out there, like
Yeah.
a full-grown
I
man.
worked with the Keys, you know, Kenneth Key, Eugene Key. They all still fish.
Mm-hmm.
Their father was Jerry Key. He passed away a few years back.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. But it gave you a start in your working life
Yes, sir.
at a very young age.
Yeah.
And then you went on to work in the oil fields after that.
Yes, sir.
What kind of work is that? That sounds like
It's not too bad.
hard work.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes, you know, at times it is.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerous too.
Yeah, it's an
Real
easy job to get
dangerous.
hurt on, I would
Yes,
imagine.
sir. You got lifts coming down off the rig, you know, huge generators, rolls of drill pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta watch out.
Now, and now you were doing that kind of work, and you started a family,
Yes, sir.
and that oil work kind of took you away from the family, didn't it?
Yes, sir. I had to get back home.
Yeah,
I was missing too much, you know, always gone.
yeah. That's what we call the work-life balance. You know, you want to get it right. You
Yeah.
know, and you can't be all work and no play, and the kids will grow up without you, with or without you. You know.
Yeah. And then, you know,
Yeah.
when you're not around, they they don't see you enough.
Yeah. Now the oil work, were you going to Texas and places like that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We'd work anywhere from Louisiana all the way down to, past Galveston.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah.
depending.
There's a big oil boom going on now too.
Oh yeah, they're still working.
There's a lot of work. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
North Dakota, I heard, is
Yeah.
big deal going on up there as well. But you decided to spend a little more time with your family
Yes,
and
sir.
start this business.
Yes, sir.
So now, if people want to get in touch with you and find out the type of work that you do, or maybe see some samples of your work, what do we need to do?
You can go to Facebook and
Mm-hmm.
type in Salazar Flooring Construction and Remodeling, and I got a page on there, and it'll show you jobs from start to finish, various jobs, from-
Oh, good. So we could actually see your work.
Yeah, you can see all
Mhm.
the different types.
Yeah,
You can
and,
see it right
and
there.
it sounds like you do it all. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Now, flooring comes first in your title,
Yes, sir.
and then construction, and then
And then remodeling.
So you sound like a jack of all trades, and it's good to meet you. And thanks so much for coming on the show.
Yes, sir.
And
Thank you.
best of luck to you in your business.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I'll be stopping in on that Facebook page, and I need to have him come up and take a look at a patio for me.
you. Yeah, after this weekend, I'll come take a look
All
at
right,
it.
I'll give you a call.
All right.
Thanks a lot,
Thank you.
and we'll see you next time.